in the Atlanta opera production of La Boheme, as last season as the customs officer. Good morning. Please be seated. I am Ralph Fodry, University Provost, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the fall convocation of the 100th commencement of the University of Memphis. We're extremely proud of our graduating class today. We will award a total of 1,539 degrees from the 11 schools and colleges that comprise the university. This morning, we will recognize graduates from 3 of our colleges and 1 of our schools. We will recognize the remainder of our graduates this afternoon. This brings the number of degrees granted since 1912 to approximately 150,000. At this time, I would like to introduce some special members of the platform party who will be participating in today's ceremony. I'll ask each of them to stand as they're introduced. Ms. Julie Johnson, Vice President for Advancement. Mr. David Zettergren, Vice President for Business and Finance. Ms. Ellen Watson, Interim Vice President for Technology and Chief Information Officer. Dr. Rosie Phillips Bingham, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Wade Jackson, Associate professor in the Fogelman College of Business and Economics and past president of the Faculty Senate. Dr. Sylverna Ford, Dean, University Libraries. Dr. Lisa Kledges, Dean of the School of Public Health. Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean of the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders. Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean, College of Education. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean of the Fogelman College of Business and Economics. And Dr. Richard Warder, Dean of the Herf College of Engineering. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Tyler DeWitt. He is president of the Student Government Association. He received his bachelor's degree in business administration from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics, and he is serving the remainder of his presidency in the graduate school as an accounting major. And he will bring remarks on behalf of the student body. Tyler DeWitt.
Thank you, Dr. Faudrey, Dr. Raines, distinguished guests, and all of you in attendance today, and congratulations, graduates from the class of 2011. Now, today is truly a very special day. For you, the graduates, today marks a turning point in your lives. Now, as a recent graduate, I understand exactly what it takes to earn the privilege of walking across this stage. I know that you've completed years of all-nighters, cramming for tests, and for some of you out there, maybe even a few parties. And I guarantee this will probably be the last time you'll be able to stand on the floor of the FedEx Forum at an event for free. But today, your hard work is paid off, and soon you will be recognized as graduates of the University of Memphis. Now, as I was deciding what I was going to speak about today, I thought of a variety of life lessons and quotes that I've accumulated over the past few years. Then Dr. Raines pleasantly reminded me I only had 3 minutes to speak, so I'll honor that. But as I was thinking, I realized that the most significant topic I should share with you today is the importance of continued involvement with our university after you walk across the stage. Now, I'm a business major, and I've learned a few things over the past 3.5 years. And one thing I've come to the conclusion of is simply this: our degree is only as valuable as our university. So by graduating and giving back to the University of Memphis, we will have received not only a high-quality education, but a lifelong return on our investment. When I say give back, I'm not necessarily talking about just writing a check. Giving back to the University of Memphis means remembering where you came from and staying connected with this great university as well as this great city. You know, my father always told me to bloom where you've been planted and to always strive to leave every aspect of your life better than when you first found it. So graduates from the class of 2011, it's time for us to take pride in our alma mater and to truly bloom where we've been planted. I'll leave you with this. A few years back, I had the opportunity of learning how to fly an airplane. And one of the very first lessons that my flight instructor taught me was that attitude determines altitude. And you know, that very same principle from flying applies to each of us here today. Because you see, by taking pride in our university, by keeping the right attitude, working hard, giving back, blooming where we've been planted, our altitude and our possibilities in life will truly be endless. Thank you, God bless, and congratulations once again, graduates from the class of 2011.
Thank you, Tyler. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the 11th President of the University of Memphis, Dr. Shirley C. Raines.
Good morning, everyone. Let me add my welcome to you for this convocation commencement. It's an exciting day for those of us at the university. For the last 100 years, the University of Memphis has granted bachelor's, master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees to distinguished and outstanding students from all walks of life. And today, you are joining an elite group of individuals We have watched you dream and think and become doers. As you begin a new phase in your life as graduates of our university, congratulations. It's a thrill for all of us on the faculty and in the administration to have this privilege of being in this commencement ceremony. And now let me introduce our speaker. Jan Young is a graduate as well. Jan Young has had a distinguished career in education, healthcare, the military, and philanthropy. As executive director of the Assisi Foundation, Young has overall accountability for the implementation of the foundation's philanthropic activities, giving back to the community. She manages the direction, the community relations, and the staff of the Assisi Foundation. Her military service began as a U.S. Army Nursing Corps Reserve. She transferred to the Air National Guard in 1990 and received the Outstanding Air National Guard Nurse Award. In 2005, Jan Young was promoted to the rank of Brigadier General. In 2009, she was promoted to the rank of Major General, the highest rank awarded to a traditional Guard member. She currently serves as the Air National Guard liaison to the Air Education and Training Command. In February, Jan Young was recognized with the University of Memphis Alumni Association's highest honor, the Distinguished Alumni Award. Please welcome to the podium today's commencement speaker, one of our very own distinguished graduates, Jan Young.
Wow, big wow, right? Tyler, that was a great job. You should be up here doing this address. To all those who matter, thank you for being here. Thank you for being present to support the graduates. I'm honored to deliver the 100th commencement address for the university. Although I haven't read a copy of the very first commencement address, I would have liked to have done so. I can only imagine that it was full of hope and optimism. I can also imagine how very proud and in awe those first graduates would be of that West Tennessee Normal School of you today. Now, I've taken an informal poll about commencement addresses. Most people who graduated more than 5 years ago won't remember who their commencement speaker was, what was said, anything about it, except that they actually graduated. So actually, I do have the easiest job here today. Now really, I could recite the Gettysburg Address or read the first chapter of A Tale of Two Cities, and the result would be essentially the same. Now the expressions on the faces of Dr. Rain and the rest of the people on the platform would be memorable enough that you might actually remember that in 5 years. Now, I would have been tempted to do that had I not been required to submit a copy of this address over a week ago. Now, somebody must have told them that I typically write things that I want to say the night before, maybe the morning of, on the way to the event, depending on how long I'm supposed to speak. I know some of you can relate to that in your classes. So you see, graduates, you're not the only ones that had requirements and deadlines to meet before today. Now, I don't know why the students in 1912 picked the tiger as a mascot. I'm told that in Chinese culture, the tiger represents power, energy, protection, generosity, illumination. Tigers also represent royalty. and tiger parts are known to be very powerful when used in healing salves and medicinal formulations. Think about that. How very fitting for the University of Memphis. As University of Memphis Tigers, how will each of you, now as graduates, use your power, your energy, your strength to protect, inspire, and be a beacon of light for our community? How will you help to heal the divisiveness in our community? Now, I also think it noteworthy in 1912 that the students chose blue and gray as their colors, as a symbolic representation of unifying the individuals who served on opposite sides of the Civil War. Today, the university contributes to the vibrant energy of our community, generously sharing the talents of students, faculty, and graduates in addressing the many divergent issues in our community, and you still strive to unify us all. I thank all of you graduates who participated in community activities and projects throughout your academic career. In thinking back to what the world might have looked like in 1911 and 1912, I imagine that in many ways society was challenged just like we find ourselves challenged today. If you recall somewhere in your studies, the Progressive Party began as a split between members of the Republican Party. Today, we have the Tea Party. In 1911, downtown Memphis experienced a flood. This year, we had a flood near downtown. 100 years ago, the University of Tennessee Medical School merged with the Memphis Hospital Medical College and College of Physicians and Surgeons. This year, we read where Methodist Hospital announced a new collaborative relationship with West Clinic. Now, in A Tale of Two Cities, this is where it gets interesting, you know. Chapter 1. See, I told you I could do that and you would not remember. Charles Dickens wrote a quote familiar to many. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. If you think of those words, think of how similar some people might think we find ourselves today. Now, for some of you, the graduates who've earned your degrees, you may be fortunate enough to be employed. Some of you will discover that it might be challenging for you to find a job. Take heart. Your degree opens the world of possibilities for you. And it may seem like the worst of times if you don't find a job immediately. Additional education is also an option. And you say, what are you talking about? I'm getting a terminal degree. Okay, then perhaps explore a different option. You know, additional education can't hurt. I'm told that in the Orient and ages past, families encouraged their children to learn 2 different trades in case fortune adversely affected their ability to perform in one, they could always fall back on another. I happen to know a very successful internal medicine doc who is also a welder. He went to welding school. So perhaps culinary school or aviation mechanics might be of interest. There's always a choice. Now, a few of you may embrace military service. Now, what does that mean? You'll raise your hand and take an oath. You'll become part of a magic 1%. The reason we use the figure 1% is that 1% of the people eligible to wear the uniform choose to do so. If that is your choice, I am thanking you in advance, and I am welcoming you to the 1%. My charge in delivering this address is to share some thoughts and advice that may have been helpful to me over the years. Very few will remember. We already know that. But it makes the people on the platform happy for me to go through this exercise, and it will make people that are looking at you happy if you pretend to listen. Now, for those of you who choose to listen, I will be sharing a couple secrets of life. Do I have your attention now? You may think that you are finished with your education. I would offer for your consideration that your learning has just begun. At this university, you have been named dreamers, thinkers, and doers. I ask that you take time right now to reflect as I present some questions to you. What dreams do you wish to pursue? What thoughts will you give life to through your actions? Are you a bystander, or are you actively engaged? In which ways do you choose to participate in our community? Do you accept whatever life brings, or do you awaken with joy every single day and look forward to what you're going to do next? Do you follow the voices of the crowd, whether it's on Twitter or however? Do you find your own voice? Do you inspire others to find their voices? I ask you to reflect. Have you ever stopped to think who you are? Not your name, not your profession, not what you studied so hard to learn, but who are you? How will you find and choose the ways to express your authentic self? I ask you to reflect. You know, when we want to know about a business, we ask about the mission statement. In the South, people are forever asking, where do you come from? Who is your family? The reason they ask is they're trying to get a handle somehow on your values. What is it that you value? What are your values? If you must make a decision that's a conflict between the two things that you value most dear, how will you make that decision? If you've not already done so, I would offer that you read the book, How Good People Make Tough Choices by Rush Kidder. Now that is homework, and I know some of you don't have a pencil to write it down, but it'll be on the website somewhere. When there are so many choices available to you, I understand it's hard to choose. In a tough job market, we may feel limited by our choices. Whether the choices are few and many, how will you find a way to connect with your purpose, your passion in this lifetime? I challenge you to be creative. When an effective large business writes a good mission statement, they find a way for everyone, from the CEO to the janitor, to connect with that purpose. So it doesn't matter what role you serve. It doesn't matter what job you'll get first. It may not be the one that you want the first time, But as long as you find a way to connect with your purpose and your passion, you will be fulfilled. Today, you may be everything to one person. It is highly unlikely that you can be everything to all people. If you are, I want to meet you, because most of us mere mortals can't do that. I don't know whatever role you'll choose to serve, but I do know that you're going to write the history of the next 100 years and set the foundation for that. One of you may win the next Grammy, or an Oscar, or perhaps be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. You may actually be able to serve in your life and become a phenomenal human being or a treasured friend. I invite you to consider listening to thoughts and music other than your own. Remember, you come from a tradition of understanding and unifying people who are different. I was asked to read different web pages, different articles, expose myself to media different from my own discipline. I thought that was good advice when I got it, but I was reminded of it when I was complaining that we lacked balanced reporting in the news media. And I was reminded that with the 24-hour streaming of information that we have, we can choose to only listen to and hear about or read about ideas that are only like our very own. It's only human nature to seek the evidence to support whatever we choose to believe. If we never do anything differently, we may totally miss out on a different perspective. Because we do that, I ask you to reflect on how you might be disconnected from other perspectives. I know that following this advice can be painful. I personally don't care for heavy metal, and I ask forgiveness for those of you who love it. Rap music irritates me. I don't know why it irritates me. The beat's okay. I get more relaxed when I'm listening to NPR or jazz. Now, I do force myself to listen to heavy metal. I will listen to rap. And I must confess, there are some good things about it, but it helps me to do a reality check on me. Do you find yourself comparing yourself to others? Certainly in most academic settings, we invite you to do that. You know, where do you rank in your class? How are you doing compared to somebody else? In what other discipline? Who sets the curve for the grade? Well, think about this. There are always going to be people who may accomplish more or less than you. There will always be people who have fewer and lesser resources. No matter how hard you try to be like somebody else, the best you can be is second best for somebody else. But you know what? You can be the very best you there is. No one can beat you at that. You have to decide. Now, I told you I was going to tell you some secrets. I'm going to give you the first one. Many have quoted Viktor Frankl in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He described the last of the human freedoms to choose one attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Tyler spoke to you earlier about attitude. If you have not read the book, I would offer that for your consideration. I ask you to reflect about the attitudes you choose, whether you find yourself in the spring of hope or the winter of despair. Life happens. How we react, we get to choose. Secret number 2. this too shall pass. Whether it is the best of times, the worst of times, the season of light, the season of darkness, the spring of hope, the winter of despair, everything before us or nothing before us, this too will pass. I ask you to reflect. With our greatest joys, let us be grateful for the blessings. And in the days of our greatest sadness, these words and our faith will give us hope. As you choose the dreams and thoughts you wish to bring to life, pay attention to the buts. And by buts, I mean B-U-T, but. I am not sure who originated the idea, but many years ago, I was told that the word but is really an acronym for behold the underlying truth. It has been said that whatever follows the word but is the truth. Whatever precedes it can be ignored. For example, nice commencement speech, but it could have been shorter. The truth is, it could have been shorter. Or, okay, hello, your speech is standing in the way of me walking across the stage and getting my picture taken. So, in your own language, look out for the buts. Perhaps the best advice I've received is a poem that is said to be written on a wall in Calcutta. Some attribute the authorship to Mother Teresa, others to Dr. Kent Keith. And before I go further, let me say this for the ACLU. When I mention God from a Judeo-Christian perspective, I invite all other faith traditions to hear the idea from whatever perspective fits your worldview, your spiritual perspective. Thank you for your indulgence. Whoever the author, I share this with you. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, some people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone can destroy overnight. Go build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some people may be jealous. So what? Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have. It may never be enough. Give the best you have anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It's never between you and them anyway. So graduates, in closing, I again offer you my sincere congratulations. In the days, months, and years ahead, my challenge to you is to continue to express your authentic selves. I wish you peace and joy and everyday miracles in your journey.
Thank you, Dr. Young, for your thoughtful and timely remarks. We appreciate your support of the University of Memphis. We will now recognize each of our graduates. Their names will be read by Anita Jo Linhart, who is Associate Professor in Theater and Dance, and Mr. Steve White, who is a singing actor. At this time, you will have the opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of each of our graduates. And I draw your attention to the overhead screen that will allow you to have a close-up view of each candidate with President Raines. The candidates for the doctoral degrees will be presented now by Dr. Karen Weddle West, who is the Vice Provost for Graduate Programs. Dr. West.
President Raines, I present the candidates for the doctoral degrees. Will the doctoral candidates please rise and remain standing? President Raines, on behalf of the graduate faculty of the University of Memphis, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree that you have earned and admit you to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You will receive the appropriate diploma.
The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Musical Arts degree from the College of Communication and Fine Arts, Dr. Richard R. Ranta, Dean. Andra Ruth Hawks is receiving the Doctor of Musical Arts through the Rudy E. Scheidt School of Music. Dr. Richard R. Ranta, Dean, Dr. Kenneth Kreitner, Major Professor, Mr. Bruce Erskine, assisting in the hooding. Anthony N. Williams is receiving the Doctor of Musical Arts through the Rudy E. Scheidt School of Music. Dr. Richard R. Ranta, Dean, Dr. John T. Mueller, Major Professor. Angela On-Yi Wong is receiving the Doctor of Musical Arts through the Rudy E. Scheidt School of Music. Dr. Richard R. Ranta, Dean, Dr. Janet Page, Major Professor. The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Philosophy degree from the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean. Nick A. Bench is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Psychology, Dr. Max Lovers, Major Professor. Deepa Kunapuram is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, Dr. Chabu Das, Major Professor. Ashley Ann Vaughn is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Biological Sciences, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, Dr. Michael H. Firkin, Major Professor. Nu Kun T. Tran is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Biological Sciences, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, Dr. Thomas R. Sutter, Major Professor. Sarah L. Pachonik, is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Psychology, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, Dr. Ronald S. Landis, Major Professor, Dr. Christina Underhill Hooding. Claudia Maria McCausland is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Psychology, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, Dr. James P. Murphy, Major Professor. Xiao Dong Shou is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Computer Science, Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, Dr. Ebenezer O. George, Major Professor. Xu Kang Lu is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Computer Science. Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean. Dr. Kishi Wu, Major Professor. Yung Yue Lin is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Computer Science. Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean. Dr. Kishi Wu, Major Professor.
Dr. Kevin Smith, Dean of the Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law.
Cecil C. Humphreys, will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree in the Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law please rise? President Raines, on behalf of the Dean and the faculty of the school, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, with the approval of the faculty of the Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law, and upon certification of the Dean that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the Juris Doctorate degree and declare that you are entitled to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law. Dr. Kevin H. Smith, Dean. The following candidates have earned the Juris Doctorate degree. Nicole Arsenault. Jeffrey Lewis. Aaron Perry. Kenneth Simpson. Dedrick Thaxton.
President Raines will now confer the remaining graduate degrees. Dr. Karen Weddle-West will introduce the candidates.
Will all the candidates for the master's and specialist degrees please rise and remain standing? Master's and specialist degrees. President Raines, on behalf of the graduate faculty of the University of Memphis, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree that you have earned and admit you to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You will receive the appropriate diploma. Please be seated.
President Raines, the deans of the colleges and schools of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree will present the undergraduate candidates as you'll find printed in the program. As your college is introduced, please rise and remain standing for the conferral of the baccalaureate degree. We begin with Dr. Richard Irwin, Associate Dean, University College.
Will all the candidates for a bachelor's degree from University College please rise? President Raines, on behalf of the faculty of the University College, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred. You may be seated.
Dr. Richard R. Ranta, Dean of the College of Communication and Fine Arts.
Will all the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the College of Communication and Fine Arts please rise and remain standing? President Raines, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred. You may be seated.
Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Raines. On behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred. You may be seated.
Will all of the candidates for the baccalaureate, ladies and gentlemen, I want to confer the degrees. Would you listen, please? Will all of the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees please rise? All baccalaureate degrees candidates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, of the graduating class of the undergraduate schools and colleges of the University of Memphis, with approval of the undergraduate faculty of the university, and upon certification by the dean of your college that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree which you have earned and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You will receive the appropriate diploma. It is customary that you move your tassel from right to left, signifying that you have earned the baccalaureate degree. Please be seated.
Graduates who have distinguished themselves in their academic work by graduating with honors, you'll find listed in the program. They can also be identified by their honor cords. I'm going to ask each honors group to stand as I identify them. We begin with gold, which signifies summa cum laude. Please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated. Red, which signifies magna cum laude. Please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated. White, which signifies cum laude. Congratulations. Please be seated. Phi Kappa Phi is the University of Memphis' highest all-discipline academic honor society. It represents the top 5% of each college or school on campus. Would all members of Phi Kappa Phi, including the faculty and administration, to please rise and be recognized at this time. Please rise. Thank you. Please be seated. We'd now like to recognize Army Cadet Joe Eric Conillo, who will be commissioned as a second lieutenant at the Tennessee Army National Guard. Thank you. Please be seated. We're very pleased to have with us today Mr. Ali Prescott. Mr. Prescott is a life member of the Alumni Association and chairman of the National Alumni Association Board. He received his bachelor's and law degrees from the University of Memphis and is a former baseball player and an active member of the M Club. He is owner of a consulting company, Alley Prescott and Partners, and a senior advisor for Waddell and Associates. Mr. Alley Prescott.
Thank you, Dr. Faudrey, President Raines, Dr. Young, recent graduates, and distinguished guests. Greetings and congratulations from the Alumni Association. As Dr. Faudrey said, I'm Alley Prescott, a life member and chairman of the National Alumni Association Board. Today is the first day of your life as an alumna or alumnus of the University of Memphis. With that honor comes responsibility. Responsibility to the university and to each other as alumni. You now join the ranks of such notable alums as Fred Thompson, actor and former United States Senator, Bernice Donald, judge for the Federal District Court, Anthony Penny Hardaway, former NBA player and Memphis philanthropist, and Johanna Edwards, author, New York Times bestseller list. With this new badge of distinction, you've got a responsibility to speak well of this university and stay connected with it through the Alumni Association. The Alumni Association is pleased to present each of you with a complimentary first-year associate membership to the Alumni Association, which will be mailed to you with your diploma. You have more than 70 clubs, chapters, and programs based on academics, geography, or specific interest which you may join. Because of the devoted alumni, our great university will become one of the best metropolitan research institutions in our country. Just as every great city deserves a great university, every great university has a great alumni association. You, ladies and gentlemen, are our future. You are our alumni. You are True Blue, and you are the University of Memphis Alumni Association. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Prescott. Now, each college will proceed to the stage. The graduate students will precede the undergraduates by college.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the University College. Dr. Dan L. Lattimore, Dean. Megan Shea Zaplatale. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts in Liberal Studies degree. Brianna Lynn Campbell. Gary O. London, Sr. Eileen Beatrice Wooten. The following candidates have earned the Master of Professional Studies. Marla Smith Brown. William Elliott Meek III. Natalie M. Ruffin. Daniel Washington. Brittany Danielle Carter. Aaron Clements Hendricks. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Liberal Studies degree. Shannon Elise Few Baird. Wendell Scott Barnes. Orrin Taylor Livingston. Edwin Anthony Boko. Janice Freeman Jenks. Charles H. Shaw. James Wallace Akins. Venetia Shante Alford. Withers Anthony Jr. Kyle A. Bailey. Cameron D. Baker. Andrea Latoya Blackstone. Yasma Nicole Boga. Felicia Beatrice Bond. Christopher Dean Bowers. Brittany L. Brown. Jennifer M. Catrone. Joe Eric K. Neo, Jr. Equinor Elaine Crittenden. Cassie Sukala Curtis. John Wesley Eaton. Terrence C. Farley. Samuel Jake Feltman. Anita L. Finney. Sonia S. Gant. John Gregory Glosson. Rebecca Sticht Hayes. Charles Taylor Hodum. Demetria Nicole Jackson. Reagan Wood Jackson. Colton Davis Jenkins. Angela Marshall Jennings. Ronald Jared Leary. D'Angelo McCrae. Brandon W. Moses. Tony V. Nguyen. Danielle Maria Piez. Robert Ray Painter. Richard Allen Pittman. Leslie Renisha Rimmer. Adria Machon Ross Moore. Patrice Lanice Shaw. Cecilia Ann Swain. Franita Davis Thompson. Shannon Marie White. Trinicia Denise Williams. Abby Lauren Wilson. Candace Danielle Winfield. Rochelle Withers. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Professional Studies degree. Aneta Jamanonjic. Shannon Marie Fisher. Jordan Lacey Diana. Sakena Mahmood. Russell Chris Minich III. Chris Celia A. Pritchard. Ashley Michelle Taylor. Leela Bryce Schrader. Shirley Ann Cleaves Britnam. Melissa Bushshacker. Carter Stutz Chappell. Summer Lynn Chappelle. April Leanne Fletcher. Sparky Green. Sumaya Janea McConnell. Courtney Elena McNeil. Melissa Elizabeth Meng. James Michael Romandi. Gillian Nicole Stevenson. Inga Regina Yancey. Rose Marie Atnalon, Megan E. Bartram, Farah B. Basma, Connor B. Bass, Velveta Marie Bell, Jennifer Lee Bernero, Priscilla Bradley, Mark Buzar, David Kenneth Burris, Stacy L. Carpenter, Romanique Lachey Clark, Courtney Janice Claiborne, Larry Antoine Cross, Christopher LaShawn Davis, Marlene Eloise Davis, Ashley N. Dean, Sherry Elise Douglas, Sharita Lachey Douglas, Brittany Adriana Downs, Catherine Monique Dunlap, Leah Maureen Dyer, Kelby Lawrence Evenson, Jacqueline J. Elliott, Jack Estes, Samantha Lee Evans, Latasha Fields, Corey Keith Franks, Joshua Wayne Freeman, Deron Furr, Joyce L. Garland, Ryan Christopher Gill, Alexandra Harris Goen, Sheila A. Grant, Lonnie Carol Gunn, Danielle Yvette Gwynn, Kayla Michelle Harkness, Jerry J. Harrell, Jason LaSure Harris, Kayera Danielle Hazlett, Kanitra Yagwande Higgins, Lorita Venise Hoskin, Lance Terrell Ivy, Lawrence P. James, Rahul Jivan, Brady George Johnston, David Earl Jones, Tamika L. Jones, Tracy Ann Kimball, Candace Latrice Kirk, Ronnie Ewing Lambert Jr., Raquel D. Lester, Quentin N. Lewis, Sherry Gay McCartney, Ryan Vincent McLean, Patricia Ann McNeil, Robin Renee Miller, Vanessa Kathleen Miller, Shara Erica Mitchell, Pamela Neal, Raquel Thierry Nelson, Julian Keith Nesbitt, Tanya Plummer Nichols, Tiffany Monique Nixon, Cal Daniel Overman, Deidre Ann Payne, Joanne Peak, Fallon Perrin, Deborah Lynn Purnell, Edward Lee Phillips Jr., Anda S. Pittman, S. Pittman, Beverly Woody Polk, Evelyn Pringle, Carmen Ronique Richardson, Courtney Corshawn Richardson, Jonna Tribue Rittman, Linda Michelle Rogers, Cynthia Anna E. Roman, Patricia Hurd Seville, Donisha Maria Smith, Jeremy Jamal Smith, Kathy Marie Smith, Andrew Gary Staley, Saida Stroggins, Lisa Rashun Tard, Mario Montrell Tate, Marla Thacker, Robert Earl Thomas Jr., Terrence Deshawn Thomas, Tanisha M. Tutwiler, Gregory Lavoy Devon, Quincy Javon Ware, Jared A. Wheeler, Debbie L. Widman, Jessica Leanne Emmons, posthumously awarded, accepted by Ms. Debbie Maxey, mother. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the College of Communication and Fine Arts, Dr. Richard R. Rantadine. Bachelor of Music, Matthew Michael White, Student Marshal. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts degree. Rachel Leanne Pavelko. The following candidates have earned the Master of Music degree. Brent Virgil Bueller. Feliz Ann R. Macahis. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Arts degree. Mary Nicole Plum. Elizabeth Channing Peoples. Thomas Edward Stewart III. Christina Marie Walker. Samuel Jacob Bear. Nathaniel Collins Ball. Cherie Britton. Natasha Donette Campbell. Mary Minot Darby. Molly McCulley Darby. Chelsea Lynn Day. Adam Jordan Douglas. Cole Stephen Epley. Caitlin Ann Francis. Rachel Nicole Gann. Louis Layton Goggins. Michaela Renee Grant. Brian O'Neill Hamilton. Sabrina Monique Harrison. Jesse Aaron Hearn. Amanda Carleen Heineman. Gabrielle Armani Johnson. Jacob Michael Kelly. Kathy Marie LaFlora. Danica Denise Lennox. Taylor Elaine Mumfrey. Dexter Wayne Pierce Jr. April Michelle Pratcher. Chelsea Lauren Rainey. Philip Stephen Ramsey. Ashley Michelle Scarborough. Silas Vasir III. Graham Lee Winchester. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Music degree. Jordan Thomas Cavazel. Anna Victoria Palazzola. Christopher Joseph Sharp. Ray L. Williams. Jacob Ross Burton. Dedrick Antonio Howard. David James Parks, Jr. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. John Dylan Atkins. Jacob Dean Call. Christopher Ray Kelly. Kelly Elaine Townsend. Kimberly Nicole Wade. Brittany Elizabeth Waller. Jonathan Wayne Cisco. Rachel Lynn Denman. Mitzi Louise Eigelhart. Casey Davis Kennedy. Rachel Allison Underhill. Michael Allen Wild. William Maxwell Young. Jacqueline Antonietta Affotato. Lori A. Affotato. David Britton Ball. Christina Marie Fry. Timothy Matthew Hamer. Christopher Michael Hayden. Donald Paul Hines. Toy Lynn Hausman. Brandon Guy Marshall. Ryan Gerald McGee. Brandon Dwayne Riley. Daryl Lee Smith. DeMarcus Donnell Starks. Amanda Christine Stoughton. Casey Paul Zamet. Catherine Ann Zisson.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Henry A. Kurtz, Dean. Robin Renee Leffel. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts degree. Sarah Elizabeth Babakush. Bradley Allen Bogle. Rachel Ann Bomar. Monica Lee Caldwell. Amanda Elizabeth Harmon. Yolanda Renee Holt. Lee Jun Hu. Sabrina Joy Jack. Robert L. Jordan. Natalie Ruth Coho. Lauren Marie Lajeunesse. Amber Dawn Lawrence. Amelia Suzanne Mayahi. William Michael Mosley. Jarek D. Murrell. Philip A. Norfolk. Meredith Lauren Pace. Kiana Latrice Robertson. Erin Irene Rolfing. Emily Rosalind Schwimmer. James A. Shields Jr. Brittany Marie Signorelli. Caitlin S. Sims. Tanaya Troller. Megan K. Trainum. The following candidates have earned the Master of Fine Arts degree: Emily A. Thrash. The following candidates have earned the Master of Public Administration: Kimberly N. Carter. Gerthania Rashida Lucky. Minnie Ross. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree: Dereje Negatu Abdi. Megan Lee Avery. Arthur Haynes Fagan. Fazel Ilahi Faisal. Renee M. Frula. Justin J. Geis. Eric Anderson Goddard. Sarah McCalcom Irby. Brandon Kevin Jackson. Yao Tsing Lu. Beruz Madahian. Banu Reka Madana Gopal. Manasa Medikonda. Xiuming Me. Tim Tan Win. Chigozi Simone Obilkili. Sweta Muria Popuri. Mid Kabir Udin Sikder. Fani Deepak Waya. Jill Paulette Williamson. Hue Zhang. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Arts degree: Jennifer Marie Agee. Gabriela Alejandra Benitez. Erin Melissa Deli. Catherine Ann Lubiani. Rachel Sharia Anderson. Melissa Nicole Barreras. Patricia Margaret Baudry. Sondra Jean Frazier. Matthew Lane Garth. Alicia Michelle Griffin. Joshua Christian Jackson. Robert Knapp Jones III. Orrin Tyler Livingston. Lori Michelle Maronese. Timothy Glenn McCuddy. Dialia Angel Rahim. Jessica Shante Seals. Melissa Nicole Smith. April Mignette Stegal. Janelle Nicole Taylor. Justin Lee Terry. Ellen Alexandra Thomas. Larry Trumaine Andre Triplett. Angelica Lenice Anderson, Lauren Irene Barksdale, Lenora L. Bendel, Eric Conrad Brooks, Amanda Nicole Brunton, Heather Mae Bush, Kara Catherine Chamberlain, Joshua D. Crawford, Noelle Marie Cross, Kristen Joy Dolahite, Julia Renee Edwards, Annalicia Janet Guthrie, David Patrick Hayes, Nolan Andrew Jensen, Spencer Stephen Jordan, Demetrius Edmund Leach, Rivera Chantel Lee, Chelsea Lauren Lyles, Brinkley Ruth Matthews, Carter Robert Mitchell, Matthew Ray Mock, Jason Rice, Mariah Riggins, Ebony Nicole Shaw, Heather Nicole Skinner, Douglas M. Smith, Tashira Lamori Smith, John Joseph Taylor, Rachel Marie Watson, Latara Nicole Winding, Brooke Lachey Allman, Kevin Montrell Armstrong, Tanisha Cherie Arnold, Jasmine Rashawn Ballard, Devin Colleen Barnes, Bridget Sasha Bass, Lachez F. Benson, Joanne Berry, Bonita Shunta Bolton, Dawn Inetris Bowen, Roderick LaShun Brooks, Chesley D. Brown, Rex Jared Brown, Nicole Marie Bryant, Rebecca Gail Burbick, Rachel Rania Burks, Brittany Louise Burns, Melanie D. Campbell, Nikayla J. Ray Carter, Deshana Lachey Cathy, Carla Aria Cavanis, Ariel Angel Clemens, LaRumica Shante Coker, Stephanie Lynn Colley, Lauren Michelle Crabtree, Amanda Crawford, Martavius D. Dalton, Shantae Renee Dates, Theodore Sean Davies, Cassandra Nicole Davis, Desiree Nicole Davis, Houston Massey Davis, Brittany Lynette Dawson, Alexander Russell DeShazo, Samuel E. Draper, Alan Ray Dupre, Candy C. Edwards, Melanie D. Ellis. Charletta Kinshon Farmer. Felicia Ramona Fleming. Candace Marie Foltz. Taisha Michelle Golden. John Landman Goldsmith. Latoya Deshawn Greer. Lauren Nicole Grills. Shanna Jameer Guy. Holly Austin Haley. Talissa Shanae Hamilton. Stuart Michael Harney. Gloria D. Golden Harris. Leslie Page Hawes. Veronica Wiley Herbert. Ashley Ann Hernandez. Jasmine Renee Hicks. Tiffany Shante Hill. Jordan Brian Holsey. Kayshawn Renee Hurt. Sindel L. Jackson. Erica Dale James. Christine Lytell Johnson. Latonya Hyman Johnson. L. Tanya Hyman Johnson. James Johnson. John Quill Rindike Johnson. Tawana Tinkia Johnson. Jeffrey Paul Kennedy. Julianne Karpovich. Adam Andrew Kellerman. Jennifer J. King. Shara Nichelle King. Jennifer Nicole Kopinski. Brittany Allison Laster. Andrea Marie Little. Sarah Christine Lutz. Tanika Danielle Macklin. Kimberly Ann Marking. Angie Lachey Marshall. Evelyn Mayorga. Jennifer Irene McBride. Maya Joy McFarland. Erin Nichelle McLuhan. Mark Adam Meredith. Dawn Morningstar. Charles A. Morton. Driel Murphy. Bretta L. Nash. Auntie Zunada Ndeo. Brandon Corey Okoli. Anika Perry. Ashley Nicole Powell. Chanel Takia Price. Chastity Danielle Scruggs. Ashley Marquitas Parker. Quashandrea Richards. John Burton Rada IV. Dana Kathleen Richardson. Charles R. Phillips. Andrew J. Scandroli. John Henry Sauls. Erin Maria Shepard. Antoine Dante Simmons. Jackie Edward Parker Jr. Sean Timothy Vega Jr. Jamil Dolores Turner. Stephen Duane Transo Jr. Omar DeAndre Thomas. Christopher Terrell Snowden. Marion Donika Thomas. Christina Y. Thomas. Chelsea Janae Thomas. Jordan Evans Smith. Philip Andrew Stevens. Mario Lamont Strickland. Angela Stringfellow. Erica Delois Sullivan. Ashley Janae Tolbert. Bailey Deborah Ulrich. Melissa Marie Viox. Ashley Elizabeth Warren. Danielle Denise Wells. Andrew Cooper Williams. Brandon Bernard Williams. Mallory Carol Williams. Sharina Raquel Williams. Jessica LaRue Wilson. Shatuan Lanice Winfrey. Allison Nicole Woodfield. Latorio G. Woods. John Patrick Wynn. William Emmanuel Hirsch. James H. Habenicht. Antedra Alexis Finger. Brinkley Ruth Matthews. Angela Dekisha Smith. Kalisha M. Beauregard. Ki Ayana Starr. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science degree: Brittany Michelle Markle, Cameron Adenbrook Thomas, Alexander Lance Aitken, Pooja Priyagna Kanam, Robin Abigail Steffi, Brian K. Stone, Forrest Todd Williams, Jesse Dale Gillespie, Michael R. Smith, Stephen Edward Berry, Tawanda Charomuka, Ayana Gabriel West, Jane Wamwari Githinji, Kiara Marquisha Atkins, Sanjana Uttam Patel, Allison Grace Hawes, Rachel B. Turnage, Same Awede, Catherine Marie Lugo, Vaughn J. Berry, Brian William Bolin, Lauren Perry Bryant, Lydia Carpenter Burt, Isaiah Jesse Choi, Michael Solomon Christian, William Bradley Greer, Craig Nathan Kelly, Elton Lawrence Mormon, Brian James Morrison, Benjamin Adams Robbins, Janae Elizabeth West, Keithan Charles Williams,
The completion of an academic degree is seldom done alone. Much appreciation and gratitude for support and encouragement is owed to those closest to us. our parents, spouses, children, and friends. Will those in the audience today please stand so that we may thank you, family and friends. You may be seated. Family and friends, you may be seated. I'm sure that all of you want to join me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that all of you want to join me in expressing a genuine sense of gratitude to a group of very special people. For several semesters now, they have worked with you as you pursued your educational goals. They have invested in your life and learning. As I ask this representative group of faculty and administrators to please stand, please join me in a final warm recognition for the faculty and administrators and their efforts on your behalf. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Following the alma mater, students and guests are requested to remain in their seats for the recessional of the platform party and of the faculty. Please turn to page 53 in your program and join us as we sing the University of Memphis alma mater. Please stand for the alma mater.